meeting will be specially conducted by today, starting with Usha Jayachandran. So Usha will start the functioning of today's meeting. Usha, over to you.
Hi everyone, good evening. A very warm welcome to everyone who has logged into our Zoom meeting this Wednesday evening. Let me start by just saying a shloka. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvesham Swasthir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Taking the name of the Lord, let us all together welcome in our midst two amazing young achievers who are blazing a trail that is bright and very, very inspiring. While one is a fantastic sports person who has carved a niche for herself, the other is a financial wizard who has won high accolades at a very young age. Both are kind of prodigies in their own right and are children of member Rotarians of Bombay West, whom we are very, very proud to have as part of our family, both of you. Thanks for being here with us this evening, Ananya and Rohan. Thank you. Bombay West extends a very warm welcome to both of you and your families. Thanks for taking the time to be with us this evening. And without much ado, let me just quickly go and start the evening with Ananya. Let's speak to Ananya first. Hi Ananya, good evening.
Hi.
Happy to have you here, beta. So before I start chatting with you online, you're most welcome. I want to just share a very small PPT that I have put together. Let's start. Okay. It is said that sports persons play with hope and determination in their hearts and dreams in their heads. Ananya Chande, table tennis sensation, world rank 25 in under 15 category. Welcome to this evening's meeting. I'm sharing a small PPT that I have put together by smuggling out some pictures of yours through your mom. I hope you like it. And while the PPT is on, I'll just introduce you to everyone who's present here. I'm going to share the screen. Ananya, if you cannot see the PPT, just shout out to me, please. Okay? Let's hope you can see it. Can everybody see my PPT, please? Is it visible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let me do this. Okay. Ananya was always interested in sports from the time she was a child and was introduced to sports like TT, badminton, squash, and all the games that her father and brother used to play. At the very young age of 5, she was introduced to table tennis in the Khar Gym Academy and awarded the trophy for the most promising player. Wow. The list of tournaments and trophies won by Ananya is quite long and very impressive. Highlights include playing and winning in the district level championship of under 15 category, silver in the under 21 category, team gold in CISC national tournaments, state level silver medal, wow, in the recent 2021 championship. Wow, Ananya, amazing, you're amazing, yeah. And I love these pictures.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, internationally in 2019, she played in the Ghana Junior Cadet Tournament, winning all of 4 goals for her team. Let's put our hands together for this wonderful achiever. The Oman Cadet Tournament in 2018, winning bronze. She's currently ranked 25, I just told you, in the world. No mean feat here. Okay. Ananya has trained under Mr. Sachin and Kalpesh Lokesh sir, everyone knows about him, who have mentored and trained her to achieve excellence in her craft. She has also had a stint of training under the national coach of India in Delhi, as well as undergone training in China. So that's my introduction of this awesome kid, Bombay West kid. So congratulations, Ananya, and God bless you. Let's get into conversation with you. I'll just stop the screen share. I'm back. Hi. So, okay. Can everybody hear Ananya? Because this is going to be like a quiz happening for Ananya. We want to hear more about her. So, just going to ask you a couple of things. I hope you're okay with that. Yeah? Okay. So, Ananya,
Yes.
1 second. How did this journey of table tennis begin? Like, how little were you when you held a bat in your hand for the first time? How did this whole thing start? Please share with us.
So basically, like when I was small, I had a lot of energy. Like I used to be running around all the time. So my dad, like he encouraged me to play a lot of sports. Like every day I was playing some different sport. I've tried a lot of sports like football, tennis, everything.
Wow.
And I used to go to Kharjum to play all the sports, and I tried table tennis once. Like it started off by playing at home, like on the dining table and all. And I was maybe around 5 when I held my first TT bag.
Awesome.
And from then I just really enjoyed the sport, and I got into table tennis like more after that.
So, what was the most attract at a for a 5-year-old to like this sport? What attracted you most? The height must be below the table, yeah. The table height must be more than yours.
Yeah,
How did you
like
manage it?
when I was 5, I didn't like play it like that seriously. But when I was about 7, I really like got into the sport, like started going for proper practice.
Okay.
But before that was mainly with my dad.
Okay. When I was a kid, we used to play on the floor, my brother and I, at age of 5. Put some danda in the middle and just keep on tossing the bat and ball. It's great fun.
Yeah.
So then, how did you decide to persevere with it over the years? I can see Anil Ganu looking so proud and happy. Anil, hi. So sweet. What proud grandparents, how proud they're feeling there. So tell me, how did you persevere with it? How did you manage to persevere with it? Keep going with it.
So like my grandparents at home, they used to play table tennis when they were in college.
Okay.
And I got to know that like later after I started the sport. So over the years, I was just really enjoying a lot because I was getting to spend my energy somewhere and not like just sit at home. And I just enjoyed a lot, and it was fun. Yeah.
Oh wow, lovely. I mean, to persevere a sport is no mean feat actually. It involves a lot of dedicated time and perseverance and concentration and patience. So, what is the kind of training you have undergone, Ananya? What does it require to be at your level of a player?
So basically, if you're playing a sport like competitive sport, you have to give like all you have. Like you have to give all the time. You have everything. So my parents really supported me. My entire family supported me a lot. They let me go for practice, and they never pressurized like me to study that much because they knew I was enjoying the sport a lot. So they just let me do what I really enjoyed. And yeah, you have to give a lot of time to practice, and especially when you're traveling, you miss out on a lot of stuff. Like when you're traveling for tournaments, you miss out on functions, family functions, birthdays, friends, and all that. But overall, I just enjoy the sport so much that it doesn't really matter to me.
You have actually answered my next two questions. How did you manage academics with playing? And what kind of sacrifices does a sports person have to make? You have to make some sacrifices to get into the whole act of one thing all the time. So the
Yeah.
sacrifices you made were like missing events and stuff, I guess, right at home. Who inspires you? Which player inspires you? Whom do you feel inspired by in your craft in table tennis? Do you
Um,
have someone you feel is inspiring?
I would say maybe like um, there's this Chinese player who's like just come up recently in the world
Okay.
ranking,
Okay.
and I think she inspires me a lot because she was nowhere, and like everyone knows that all the Chinese players like right now at the top, and she like got her way through, and she's also at the top now. Like she's also one of the really good players. So I think she's my inspiration.
Wow, that's great. I believe your coach Kalpesh sir is here with us today. Is he there? Kalpesh sir is there. Can we
Yeah,
please spotlight him? We must meet your coach because without a guru, nobody can do anything, right?
yes.
Guru is your backbone. Kalpesh sir, are you here? Aslam, can you help me please to spotlight sir? Hi sir, good evening. Can we unmute you, sir, please? Can you unmute yourself, sir, please?
He can unmute
Yeah.
himself.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Thanks for joining
Hi,
us
good
here.
evening. You're
You are
welcome.
so
You're welcome.
famous. I mean,
Thank
I know you even despite Kalpesh sir is like a known name. Jamna Bhai also, we all know you. Who is Kalpesh sir? Everybody knows. You're famous. Sir,
Oh, thank you so much.
so thank you for joining us. It's a privilege to have you here, sir.
My
Sir, when
pleasure.
did Ananya start with you? Training with
She
you?
was around. Actually, she was an opponent for me when we started.
Oh, wow.
But but she used to come and sit with me all the time, and we used to crack jokes and have fun during the matches.
Okay.
And eventually, when she was around 9, and she started training under me.
Okay. So what do you think, sir? What do you think of your student? What are her strengths?
Uh, Strengths, I mean, she's, if I have to name a few, I mean, there are a lot of things that I can keep talking about Ananya all the time. But
So I know that no gurus like to praise their students in front of the student. So I'm sorry I put this question to you. You can be very cryptic about it. It's okay.
yeah, so if she puts her mind to it, she can achieve whatever
I'm sure.
she has decided. So it becomes very easy to her if she wants it.
Okay. And what is
So
the quality of hers that makes her shine above the rest? What you have observed?
she's very street smart. I mean, on the table, I don't have to tell her anything as such. So
Okay.
there is kind of a connection between us. While a match, I have to sit outside the arena, and
Okay.
we just look at each other, and during that time, it just connects, and that's how we've been working till now.
So she knows what the guru is thinking, how to go about it.
Yes, and yeah, I mean, just a hand gesture, and and it's
It's
done.
not like in the movies, no, Shah Rukh Khan doing this chakde business, ki aise karo, waise karo. It's actually happening. It actually happens in real life. Wow.
Yes, I mean,
Amazing.
at that
That's
moment, she understands what I'm expecting from her,
that's
and
fantastic, sir. She's blessed to have you as her coach. I'm sure of that.
it's vice versa. It's true vice versa.
It's good to have a dedicated student as well. Yes, it's a blessing.
Yes.
So, any message for all the sports person who may have joined today as a coach? Any message you want to give? Those who love.
Especially, yeah. I mean, it's right now we are in a very tough time. Where we can't actually go on to the table and practice. So whatever sport the kids are doing. So this actually came from our mental trainer Mukta. While we were discussing a few things about Ananya, there she pointed out that right now only physical aspect of the game, like actual practice, is not available. But then there are other aspects of the game, like mental training, reviewing your old matches, and working on your tactical game. These are the most important things that you need. You probably don't get time while you're practicing on table because you're tired. You have school, you have your homework and all that. So this is the time when you can actually invest, and that is the reason right now, why Ananya is actually shining. Is we've worked a lot on the physical aspect. We've worked on the mental ability of Ananya. Worked on the tactical game, and that really clicked for us. So last 1.5 year, we have been off the table. We haven't practiced as much as we should, but we have improved tactically.
That's a great tip, So we have a very happening young team of cricketers in Bombay West who I guess are all are now not playing. So all of you out there who have logged in today's fabulous tips from Kalpesh sir, none less than Kalpesh sir. Keep your tactical sense going and keep planning your game till you can go back to the field. Thank you, sir,
Yes.
for being with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kalpesh sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
God
My
bless
pleasure.
you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So back to me, Ananya. So Ananya, who at home does all the running around with you? Having a player as a child is not a joke because then one person has to dedicate their life to that person. Who is the person at home who runs around with you?
So I would say my entire family has supported me a lot, but it would mainly be my parents because, especially my mom, because she's traveled with me everywhere. She's been with me everywhere ever since like I've started playing. And my dad also, he's tried to come for whichever tournament he could, but because of work he can't. But main people are my parents and my
I can
family.
understand. I can understand. One parent has to be with you. It's not. I mean, it's not easy. Hi, Gautam and hi, Sonia. Hats off to you guys. Okay, so I have one more question for you. What is your diet like? No, the sports person has to have a strict diet. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm sure you have a very strict diet going, right? How do you manage that? Children love to eat junk food and so much other stuff. How do you manage that?
So I don't like, I obviously I like junk food, but I don't crave for it that much, and I enjoy eating salads and healthy stuff also. So it's not a big of problem for me.
Okay,
And when I feel like I do eat sweet sometimes, but it's not like every day where I'm just craving.
I can understand. Yeah.
It's just like on a happy occasion or something.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. And do you have hobbies? Do you get time besides at your sport? Do you get time to do anything else?
Yeah, like when I'm not at practice or anything, or I'm at home just free, I enjoy painting, I enjoy drawing. So yeah, I
Wow.
enjoy
So
art.
send some to the flying carpet. We'd love to publish it there. Send it to me. I'd love to
Yeah,
see what
sure.
Ananya does. Yes, we want children. And you know what? Since I have the opportunity here, I'm going to say it. We have a competition going. Everybody's sleeping in Bombay West. It's for the Rotarians, Rotarians, children, grandchildren. In 50 words, write your best positive pandemic experience. You send me something now. I've got one Rotarian child at least. So write something and send it to me, okay, on WhatsApp. Done? Cool. Any funny incident you want to share with us on the in your sports on the table or something?
Funny, not like
Oh,
funny, but
interesting.
there have been a few
Interesting.
incidents. Yeah,
Yeah.
like there have been few times where I thought the match is over and I just walked off, but there were
Wow.
a few points left, so I had to come back.
Oh, how cool is that? At least you got the points. Didn't say okay, gaye to gaye types. ऐसे नहीं हुआ. That's great. Lovely. And what do you want to tell all the sports people who have logged in here and those who have children who love to have been in sports? What does Ananya want to share with them?
I would say at this age, just play all you have, like just do whatever you can, because once you start getting older and once you go to college and all, it gets kind of difficult because is you have studies and you have other stuff, but when you start early, you can just do whatever you want and your parents will definitely support you.
Awesome. Can we have all the family into the frame? We have Sonia Vez. Gautam, hi. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Proud parents. Thank you for being with us today. And I'm
Thank
sure
you.
your
Thank you for
school, which
having
school
us.
are you
It's a very nice idea.
And very well conducted, I must say. I've really
Thank
enjoyed.
you. Thank you for all your help, Sonia. Without you, I could have made the meeting. Thank you so much. Which school are you from? I forgot to ask that. Which school are you from?
I'm from RCBW Mandir, Bandra West, and
So I'm sure the
my
school is
school
very
has also
supportive.
really supported me.
Yeah.
My school, my principal, everyone has been really supportive. Like when I go for tournaments. So
They
yeah,
must be
they've been,
so
it's been a
proud
big
of
They
you.
end up traveling quite a bit because
Yeah.
the local as well as international tournament itinerary has its own itinerary, and you have to take permission of the school. And they have been very nice. They've been very accommodating. They've insisted, of course, that she give exams, which is fine with us.
Yeah.
But they've always been very accommodative and encouraged her to go and play. So because I mean she'll go for 2-3 hours in the morning, 3-4 hours in the evening. So sometimes it does eat into school time.
I can
So it's
understand.
very nice for AVM to do that, and obviously for
Absolutely.
them and the coach to put in that kind of time, to achieve something like this.
And I think hats off to both of you because most parents are not able to put compartmentalize things in life for their children. Like if you want to do this, then you can forget about that. You can be average at that if you're brilliant at this. So it's hats off that you're able to think out of the box and think that let her do this. Academics hota rahega. So hats off to both of you also. And I think many of us should take inspiration from parents like you. My daughter is a wonderful dancer. I wish I could say dance and forget about studies, but we South Indians are so obsessed with studies. So what I'm saying is hats off to
Keep
both
in
of
mind, officially we don't tell her, forget about studies. We
no
say you must
parent
study.
will say that. So, like I said,
Yeah.
Kalpesh sir can reserve his comments, and so can you. Don't put it in writing. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
We
no,
get the
that's
message
true.
as parents. Thanks a lot, both of you, for joining us.
Thank
And
you so much for having us.
no,
Thanks for
it's our pleasure. I mean, Bombay West family should know about the children and what they are doing. I mean, they're so proud of all of you. So I just want to say something to you, Ananya, because I love sports and I love to read what famous sports people write because it inspires me in the whatever I like to do. I don't know if you've heard of him. I'm sure you have. Ken Doherty, the Under 21 Snooker Championship, has very aptly said that the 5 S's of sports are stamina, speed, strength, skill, and spirit. And of these, the greatest is your spirit. All of us at Bombay West wish you indomitable spirit to keep excelling in your sport and to soar newer and greater heights as you glow along playing what you love to play the most. We are very proud of you. God bless you. God bless you,
Thank
beta,
you.
and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you
God
so
bless.
much.
Thanks
Thank
to
you
the
so
family
much.
too. Thank you. And I hand over
Thank
now
you.
to Dr. Kavita. Please come over for the second half of this meeting. And then don't go away till the end. Please be with us. We love to have you here.
Hi, Ananya, hearty congratulations, and to the family also, Sonia,
Thank
Gautam,
you so much.
Sunanda also, Anil,
Thank you.
all of you, fantastic achievement. Top 25 is a great number, yaar. It's just one or two here and there, and you are there. That's great. You're absolutely top 25 in the world is something rare opportunity to have and greatest achievement. Super. So I welcome Rohan here, and Rohan, Haituk and Shruti's son. And of course, all of you are familiar with him, maybe, but let me introduce him a little formally. A brilliant child he must have been because he has participated in all the quizzes when he was in school and he has won accolades for that. All of us are familiar with Bonvita quiz contest, isn't it? And this fellow achieved third place in the televised finals of all Asia Bonvita quiz contest, which saw participation from over 5,000 schools across South Asia and Middle East. Fantastic achievement. This is really great because we all know the level of Bonvita quiz contest and fantastic achievement. He also has won the Remitag All Mumbai ICSE Schools quiz contest and fourth place in national finals of the Association of Schools for ICSC quiz contest in Cuttack. So great. So schooling, he has been absolutely fantastic in quizzes and done very well in 10th standard exam as well, achieving 93.2%. So that's a great achievement, I would say. After that, he was sent or he chose to go to Germany on a Rotary exchange program. 1 year he spent, that is the 11th standard he spent in Germany, where he was actually not exposed to German language till then. He learned the language and he did very well in the school, achieving A grade. So that after that he came back and thankfully he came to Sathe College. You know, I was very happy about it, very proud to have you with us. And then on, he chose a very different field. And that's why you are here, Rohan, today. Actuarial science is something which not many are aware of. And first of all, I was just wondering how a young student like yours knew about it, but you chose that and you studied at Wilhelm Dorfeld Gymnasium. Sorry, that was your exchange program. And then you graduated with BSc Honours in Actuarial Science from Heriot-Watt University, Edinburgh. There also you did very well. You got a direct entry because of your 12th standard marks into the second year of a 4-year degree course. You were awarded scholarship every year, which is a very rare thing. And also university prize for topping the list in third year. Then you got an award from Institute of Mathematics for excellent overall performance in the fourth year. You cleared all 15 exams without a single failure. And you were voted in 2014 among the top 30 under 30 actuaries by readers of Actuarial Post magazine in UK. Great. This is absolutely great. And you have qualified as one of the youngest fellows of the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries, London, UK. Now, where you are currently working, you have got to tell us. But tell me first of all, which school did you go to and which nurtured you to become such a great individual? Tell us about your schooling, as well as how you chose to go to Germany through Rotary Exchange program.
So I think firstly, some thanks are in order. So firstly to RCBW for sending me on the exchange in 2006. I think I'm sure any other exchange student would agree that this is a watershed moment in every 16-year-old's life. And for me, these are memories of a lifetime. Secondly, to use of Professor Dr. Rige and Kavita Aunty for me for all these years, for all the support. I remember I came to you to talk to you, so should I go on the exchange or not? And I think it was talking to you and Rohan ultimately that sort of helped seal my decision. And also when I was at Sathe, is your support and motivation that's sort of helped me take the first steps towards becoming an actuary. And also to Ananya as well, congratulations for being ranked in the top 25. Hopefully this means that India will win the Olympic medal in the next few years. So schooling. So I went to Justice Ben in Khar. I'm assuming because RCBW, most people would be aware of it, or if not, it's also called Bloomingdale's. For the exchange, I think at some point just before my 10th standard exams, Papa came home and said, "Oh, there's this program with the club called a long-term youth exchange. You spend a year in Germany." And I think before I could even say I'm going to think about it, Mommy said, "No, he's not going here for the year. He's too young." And then I think for me it was, I'd never spent at that point sort of any significant amount of time away from home. So maybe a week or 10 days as part of school holidays. So the whole idea of staying in a different continent, with I guess an unknown family and with other people my age seemed daunting, but it also was so the whole idea that I didn't know anybody sort of in my peer group or in my friend circle that had done this sort of thing. And I thought this is an adventure, really. How many students get the chance to do this? So, rather than going down the tried and tested route and go to 11th to 12th, why not let me do this? Learn a new language, see a new country, make friends from, all over the world. And obviously, having spoken to some Vedant, Rohan, and some other exchange students, and I think the opinion was overwhelmingly positive. And I can really say now, looking back, that this was definitely the best year of my life, and something I look back on, for all these years to come. So it was a tough decision, deciding to leave home. So at such a young age, but looking back, I think it was a very good one.
How did your mom cope with that? Then Shruti, when she said no to you, how did she let you go? Like, were you keeping in touch almost every day or weekly basis? Because Rotary actually doesn't promote that, but some people do. So I'm asking you, how did Shruti manage without you?
I think ultimately you have to ask her. She's on the call, but from
it is tough for mothers, but yeah, I know how Shruti must have felt. But then when she flatly said no, I was wondering how did she cope with it.
I think it was also a case of us making an informed decision. I was quite keen to go, having heard testimonies of former exchange students, and this whole idea of a year away from home, with all sort of 40, 50 young people your age from all over the world. It really is a once in a lifetime thing. You're never going to get that chance again. So if you have it, you want to grab it with both hands. It was a communication. Yes, I think initially for the first couple of weeks because of the language barrier as well, and sort of being away from home for the first time.
Because how did you manage with the foreign language? Absolutely, a new language. How were you communicating, and how did you manage to do that? Like, did you learn the language before going?
I learned some basic words really. So it's definitely an emergency. Where's the toilet? I lost my luggage. I'm hungry. That sort of thing. And maybe 1 to 10. But then my host families are really friendly. They're really good. They could speak fairly good English. So at least for the first couple of weeks, while I was still getting to grips with the language, it was a mix of English and German at home. And then when you live the language, it's much easier to pick it up than learning from a textbook. Because if you see a piece of bread there and it's called something, the image sticks in your head. So, and being in a German school, it was really swim or sink. If I had to do well in school, if I had to make friends there, I had to learn German. So, the grammar, I think, went for a toss, but at least I could get the message across. I could understand what they were saying. So, but then eventually, there was some sort of a happy compromise between, the Germans and me. Communication wise, I think the first couple of weeks, once I made friends there, I was having such a good time there. I didn't really feel homesick. And oddly enough, when I actually left from Germany at the end of the year, we were all crying at the airport because, yeah, ultimately my host families became my families. They are my family now. As some of you who may come from a wedding in 2019 must have noticed, they were all there at the wedding as well. Just they flew down 5 days, And even through the pandemic, I've been talking to them on a weekly basis. Even if it's just checking up, how we're getting along, or some of my host fathers like to have debates about Brexit, or complaining about Boris Johnson and Angela Merkel mishandling the lockdowns and all of those. So I'm a part of their family. They're a part of my family now. I've been to the kids' wedding and everything. So it really is. This is what started all, and it's a whole. The relationships you form are sort of unlike any other you'll ever have.
Absolutely. Very well said, because it changes your personality and it makes you a global citizen, I feel. That's a great thing that Rotary Exchange Program does to young children. I'm
Definitely.
absolutely totally pro for it. I'm so glad that you have put it in such good words and succinctly you have put it how well you achieved it and how it has benefited you. I'm very happy. How about now, after that, how did you choose? Means like you came back to Bombay, because what happens usually is some of the children may want to stay back there. Did you not feel like staying on and studying a little more there itself, doing some engineering thing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I didn't want to come back. At the airport, I was hoping a flight is cancelled, I can stay on, but that really wasn't an option. So my actual science journey, I mean, unfortunately, I don't have a very glamorous story that I was 6 years old as an accident. I said, oh, actually, there's no, Sachin Tendulkar, Neil Armstrong story there. It was a bit more sort of logical, well thought out. It started after my 10th standard when I started seriously thinking about what I might want to pursue as a career. And I guess like most boys of my generation, the idea was let's get into IIT, aerospace engineering, or one of those things.
Right.
And we went for an aptitude test as part of the whole career development support. And one of the findings from that was that whilst I was interested in physics, I was scoring well at school. That was through hard work. I didn't actually have the aptitude for that or to the level required to get into IIT. My skills, my strengths are more around sort of the numeric skills there, so arithmetic, and I had very good language skills. So one of the options that was given to me was actual science, along with I guess I think it's corporate law as well. And ag science sort of stood out to me because I didn't know what it was. So this is a new one, never heard of this. So let's think about it. So what exactly is this? We had some family friends who were actuaries. So I spent some time sort of job shadowing them, talking to them, what it's like, what it's about. Also doing some research back then. I mean, right now it's still considered a very niche field. So this is 14, 15 years ago. It was needle in a haystack trying to find an actuary in India back then. So it was really going online, reading, and when I mean, this is a very happy combination of my interest in sort of maths, statistics, economics, financial maths, and also knowing that it was a challenge. I mean, the profession in India is really small. So if you look at it now, there's maybe 400 qualified actuaries in India. That includes people who retired for 10 or 20 years. So when you think of the active pool of qualified actuaries, that's maybe 300, 350, and you could put all of them on an A380 and still a business class MT. So for me, ultimately, it was, yes, it's my interest, but it's also a challenging field. It's sort of the whole niche aspect of it, and it's a very well-respected professional qualification at the end of it. Because of the work that actuaries do, it is so much in the public interest. It is so well respected by the public when you tell that you're an actuary, because of the decisions that the public and I guess the government trust you to take. So it's that sort of thing, reading about it and sort of hearing testimonies from actuaries, which sort of almost seal my decision, like this is what I need to be doing. And I guess in hindsight, if I'd followed my mates into IIT or BITS, I probably would have been miserable now. So I guess, take the path less trodden.
Yes. That's very true. But I think finance and this kind of a thing runs in your blood. I think both your parents are very keen on that. So must have picked up from Haituk and Shruti. That means statistics and mathematical abilities make a better actuator. Like these are the things needed for an actuator.
Yes.
So how do you choose that field? What is the basic requirement? This is for general benefit because I just thought it's a new field and let some more people know about it. And what is the requirement to join this actuarial science field? Like if you want to do BSc in actuarial science, what are the things needed and what you should be excelling at?
I think the key skills you need are sort of very strong numeric skills. So you need to have an aptitude for maths, statistics, maybe basic economics. But you also need, I mean, this isn't just number crunching field. We have computers now that do that. So what you really need are language skills, because actuaries, like I guess doctors and lawyers, are very technical. So they have to be able to explain those concepts to the public. If you can't make the layperson understand what's going on, then you sort of lose the interest and the trust very quickly. So good numerical skills, good language skills, but also the ability to think critically. You can see numbers in a report, but you have to be able to judge whether the number is right or not. And if you have all those skills, and I think a lot of sort of Indian students do have those because of just the schooling that we have and the whole focus on science and maths in school. So I think that's what's required to be an actuary.
One more thing that you said was you spent some time with people in this particular field, like you were shadowing them or something. This is a very good point. I think for the benefit of all of us, I think this is something which I also used to advise students as to whatever field you want to choose, try and spend a day with a person who is in that field or doing very well in that field. I think, how did you find that experience, when you watched people doing it? Like, did you really watch them actually practicing or doing their work? How much time did you spend with them?
I think when I made my decision, yes, we spoke. I spent maybe a couple of hours, at least a day, not job shadowing, so not in the way you would think an intern would do, so not actually working. Okay. But I mean, I was 15, but sort of actually seeing what work they are doing, so what spreadsheet that they do, what kind of reports they write, and then just talking to them. So was hearing them explain what it is that they're actually trying to achieve, and ultimately what impact their work has. So, you know, what sort of decisions they might be taking, for example. So whether that can be, at least in India, so actually is there's a regulatory requirement that they do sort of gratuity scale evaluations, or in the UK, so working out companies' pension pots, for example. It's that sort of thing. And hearing professionals talk, or, you know, practice in the field talk, gives you a very good idea of, you know, what's good about it, what's not so good about it as well. And that's also important as well. What are the issues you might face? You know, how difficult is it to get in, or how difficult are the exams? That sort of thing can only come from somebody who's done it for the last 5 or 10 years. I mean, online research from the institute is all well and good, but there's nothing like getting your hands dirty. And I think that holds true for any field.
Yes, very well said. Now, presently you are working with which company, and what does the work involve?
So presently I'm working with Aviva in London, so in their global headquarters. I work in investment management for them, so which is I guess a bit more of a niche field for actuaries. Traditionally, we've been in life insurance and general insurance and pensions. So there's been a push for actuaries more to investment as well, because we can apply our skills here. So
can you explain a little more about what does an actuarial actually do? Like, what is the kind of, job content?
I think, yeah, that is a very good question that everybody that I talk to about my profession gets asked, including my wife now. So actually,
but presently this.
Yeah, so actuaries essentially are sort of highly skilled mathematical professionals who specialize in sort of evaluating and managing risk, especially when this is a long-term risk and has a financial impact for any companies. So traditionally, the application having life insurance, pension, general insurance, and now We're branching out into investment management and also banking. So examples of things we could do are so working out the premiums on your life insurance plans or on your home insurance, motor insurance policies, or working out how many millions of pounds maybe a company has to have in reserve for their employees' pension plans. What is called the PPF in India. Or let's say even something as fun as insuring the International Space Station. So Aviva, the company I work with, was actually one of the companies that insured the Titanic. Now, in hindsight, it wasn't the best decision, but these are sorts of things that actually have to work out.
Very interesting. Okay.
And what I do now is a new field. So one of the main things I'm working on is on climate change. So that is Aviva's response to climate change. And I mean, I'm sure climate change affects all of us. It'll affect people of my generation, our kids and grandkids as well. So it is a hot topic. It is an existential crisis for sort of the human race. And one of the things that as a company we are doing is because of the financial power that we have, all the major insurers, they can really start driving this change by investing in, for example, solar plants or wind farms, or choosing not to invest in companies that are involved in coal mining, for example, or oil and gas. And right now, in the last year or two, as an industry, we've started working on this, looking at our portfolio. So how can you make it greener? Sort of where are we going? How do we work out? Where do we put our sort of billions of pounds to sort of make the planet better? Because it's one thing to make returns for shareholders, but making sure that there is a planet 100 years down the line for those shareholders' kids is equally important. So that's something I'm quite passionate about, and that's something that I am doing right now for the last 6-7 months.
Very nice.
And hope the next couple of years.
We have great hopes for that. Excellent. This is super. I'll just ask you one more thing, because see, nowadays these young entrepreneurs and the young businessmen and people like you are extremely busy in work. You work, I think, about 10 hours a day or something. How does it like gel with your family life? Because you said, what does Palak ask you, what do you really do? So how is she coping with, like, how many hours do you have to be in the office? And do you have Saturday, Sundays also busy? How is the family life then in such a field?
I think that's one of the advantages of being an actuary. So as compared to other financial services professionals at, I guess, some similar level or, similar pay scales, like investment bankers, for example, we have a much better work-life balance. So it is a business needs job. So it's not your standard, 9 to 5. You can work 9 to 8, 9 to 10 sometimes as well, if the business requires it. But there is sort of the peak and trough. We do get weekends off, but occasionally you might be working a weekend if you have to finish a report. But at least for us personally, I mean, we got married in December 2019, and 3 months later, well, we know what happened. So for us, lockdown has been an extended honeymoon because we've both been at home together all these hours. Palak's been studying for her medical exams. So from that perspective, yes, I've been working probably longer than I would have originally, because I don't have a commute now. But even then, we have sort of, it is important to have this sort of work-life balance. So you have time for family life. But I mean, that is one of the better parts of being an actuary as well, that you don't have those sorts of pressures that maybe investment bankers have. So we don't have the 95-hour week and everything.
Yeah, that sounds very good. And Palak, as you said, studying for her exams, is it? Which, like, she has to give an exam there. She's a doctor. I'm sure.
Yes, she's a qualified dermatologist from Mumbai.
Okay, dermatologist. Yeah. So
yeah, so she
is
she has to sort of just do a bridging exam to get her license in the UK to practice. So
Okay.
yeah, essentially it's a legal requirement here. You have to demonstrate your knowledge here so
Yes,
that
yes.
you meet
That's nice. It's
whatever.
giving both of you time to, yeah, sort of she's studying and you are working. So it's keeping both of you busy at proper times, I believe.
Yeah,
And like,
exactly. And then
yeah, that's going very. What would you like to advise? Because see, if anybody wants to choose this as a career, what should one be doing? Like you said, mathematics and statistics and economics are the subjects you should be good at, one. And where are these, like you have to go abroad to study actuarial science, or anything like that is available in India also?
I mean, there are a couple of routes you can do that. So the route I took was going to Heriot for my BSc Ag Science, which then because they have there are a lot of universities here in the UK. So Heriot one, City University is the other, London School of Economics, that have BScs, which have the accreditation from the institute, where if you score a first class and I guess about 70-80% in relevant subjects, then you can get exemptions from the relevant exams with the institute, so you get a jump in a qualification. There's also condensed master's programs that do the same thing. Otherwise, the option, I guess the more traditional route has been you do a BSc Maths Stats Eco, or even an engineering degree, and then you work as a trainee actually and appear for the exams side by side, which is what I did as well. I did a part of them as part of my BSc, but the later ones, the harder ones, were while working full time, and it is hard because you work from 9 to 5, 9 to 7, then you come home, you study 3-4 hours again, and on weekends study all day long, and you do that for 4 or 5 years at least. So
Yeah.
it is a lot of time and motivation. In India, I think there are some universities now which are doing accredited BScs, but I'm not aware of which ones. I think Amity might be doing it, but it changes every couple of months, and then years comes a new course. So that's one option. So you have the Indian Institute as well. They have their own exams. You have the British Institute, and they have exams globally as well. But yeah, I mean, just advice for youngsters. I mean, it is a very good field. It is very diverse. It's very rewarding. But before you go in, definitely talk to an actuary to make sure it is what you want, because you are in for the long haul. This is probably a 8-10 year commitment, and once you're in, you really want to get out the other side. So it is a lot of hard work, but it's very rewarding. I mean, for me, all the awards you get, and every time you pass an exam, it's the instant gratification of seeing a salary bump as well. So nothing is a motivation like money in the pocket.
Well said. That's absolutely right. Great. Rohan, would you like to say something more? Like, because I think I'm done with my questions. So if you would like to give like sandesh dena hai or some such thing, now that you have achieved so much.
I think 2 messages really I was thinking. So, I mean, if I had to talk to sort of my younger self now, if there's any 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds listening in right now, please, if your parents tell you, do you want to go for an exchange, say yes, and then think about it. And if they haven't asked you, please tell them you want to go on one. Like, trust me, this will change your life.
Yes.
And if anybody else who's sort of 17, 18 and wants to become an actuary, please, if you want to get in touch with me. But it is a very rewarding profession. I know I'm sort of banging on about it, but it is because it's so niche. There's only 350 actuaries in India. So for a country of this size and economy this size, the potential is, I mean, the sky is the limit. The world's your oyster once you qualify. And if anybody tells you actually is a very boring people, please, that's not true. Accountants are the most boring ones.
That's a good one. Yes. No, but yeah, just having 350 to 400 people in India, that means one really must go for this. Absolutely well said. Now, may I request, yeah, Shruti and Haituk are here. Poonam is joining us, and Pallak ko bulao na. Hi, hi Niku. So good to see you. And Palak, hai?
Palak has.
Hi, Palak. Hi. Hi, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful girl. I remember your meeting. Lovely time we had. And it's so great to see the entire family here to watch, like, or we are enjoying his talk. I'm sure you all must have heard it. Means Palak, you must have heard it. Niku, you also must have heard it. He spoke really well, and we are very proud of you, Rohan, and the entire family, because Haituk and Shruti have supported him so well in all his endeavors, because it's such a new field. So why would anybody go for it? Like Shruti said, why should you go on exchange? Like, why would you go for actuarial science also, I would say. But excellent, I would say, some choosing a new field and doing extremely well in that. Both the things are very, very important for one to make, I would say, a career in globally. So which you have achieved, Rohan. We are very proud of you. And on behalf of Bombay West, we wish you all the very best. And now I have to give a formal vote of thanks. So I start with Ananya. Thank you, Ananya, for being here, making that. Arya Vidya Mandir is quite close to my heart as well, because both my children studied from there. The school is extremely nice about, all the activities. They're very, very cooperative. So you have really proved yourself for all that the school has given you. Excellent. And also
Thank you so much.
as well. And
Thank you for having me.
thank you. And of course, Usha, Hima, thank you very much for sort of giving me an opportunity to, and President Manoj as well, for giving me this opportunity to interview Rohan, who is very, I would say, like Haituk used to say, "Tumhara student kar raha hai." All through he was only for 1 year, but he became my student. It was so nice of Haituk to say all that, and he would keep me updated about all his achievements, which were phenomenal. Absolutely great. So I really enjoyed talking to you, Rohan, and making you talk. And good to see the entire family here. I'm thankful to all those who made it happen. I must thank, as I said, Hima, Usha, and President Manoj. Thank you very much for doing this. It's a new thing that we are actually appreciating our own children, because quite often it so happens that we just talk about it, but then bringing them out in front of so many of our Rotarians and getting to know as to how their journey has been towards their excellence is an eye opener, or it gives you better insights into these new careers as well. So I thank you all once again. It has been absolutely great listening to you, young children. We really enjoyed. Thank you very much.